So this, let's just go down the list. All right, actually pause it and start it again.
Esophagus.
So that right here is the esophagus.
And then diaphragm.
The diaphragm is the sheet of muscle right here.
And then the stomach.
The stomach is a pouch-like area right here.
Then within the stomach, the lesser curvature.
The lesser curvature of the stomach is going to be this part.
The greater curvature.
The greater curvature of the stomach is all the way around right here.
Cardiac region.
The cardiac region is at the top right there.
Fundus.
The fundus of the stomach is going to be right there.
Body.
The body of the stomach is along this area.
Pyloric region.
The pyloric region of the stomach is right here.
The pyloric sphincter.
The pyloric sphincter is this hard muscle.
The rugae.
The rugae of the stomach is not going to be tested on this exam. Instead, we're going to have the spleen, which is right here. And the rugae is the lining inside of the stomach.
Duodenum.
The duodenum connects to the pyloric region of the stomach, or pyloric sphincter of the stomach. It's green colored because of bile, so you can tell that's going to be the duodenum.
Jejunum.
I do not know where that is. Where is it? Do anyone know? Okay, we're going to skip the
Jejunum.
and then ileum for now, but I do have pictures of it on the Quizlet.
So mesenteric.
The mesenteric lymph node is right here. So this is the small intestine. This is the colon right here, and you can find it right over there.
Ileocecal valve.
The ileocecal valve connects to the spleen, which is right here. Right? Yeah, so that's going to be, so this is the spleen right here, and the ileocecal valve connects the spleen to the small intestine right there.
And then the large intestine.
The large intestine, also known as the colon, right here.
And then the cecum.
The cecum, I already showed you guys, right here.
Vermiform appendix.
The vermiform appendix is a worm-like structure right there. This is actually the appendix right here, but this is just a layer of fat that's connected to the appendix.
Ascending colon.
The ascending colon is right here.
Right colic flexure.
I do not know where that is.
I do not either. Transverse colon.
The transverse colon is along right here.
And then we have the left colic flexure, but we'll skip
Here.
that.
The descending colon is right over here.
And then sigmoid colon.
The sigmoid colon, if you pull back the small intestines, the sigmoid colon is this S shape right over here.
Tenai.
The tenai coli you can't see on the cadaver, it's just the lining of the intestines. You can see it more on the torso models.
Okay. The rectum.
The rectum, so if you follow the sigmoid colon down, this is the uterus right here. Lift up the uterus, and the rectum is going to be right over here. Right in there.
And then the pancreas.
Okay. Oh, the pancreas is actually, give me a second, it's hard to find. Oh, I might have to pause it and come back to that. Pancreas, if you lift up the stomach, right, so this is the stomach area. If you lift up the stomach, it's this grainy material right here. It actually goes through until over here, but I mean it's not a hole, but it just goes inside this little pouch. And then the right colic flexure, which we missed, and the left colic flexure are going to be the ends of the colons. So this would be the left, right? This would be the left colic flexure, and this would be the right colic flexure. And we just went over the pancreas, which is over here. And next is going to be the liver, which is this bad boy right over here.
And the quadrate, the caudate,
Yeah.
the right and left.
Yes. So this is the right side, right? This is the right lobe of the liver. This is the left lobe of the liver. The quadrate and the caudate is going to be on the flip side. So this right here is the caudate of the liver. This little area is going to be the quadrate of the liver. And then hepatic porta is this area. Is that it? Yeah, it's this area right here. But Dr. Irvin also goes through it with his Sorry, my mask is falling down, but with his lecture too.
And then ligamentum teres.
The ligamentum teres is actually, so this is the falciform ligament of the liver, and the ligamentum teres is this very thick area that connects to the bottom of the liver.
Also known as a round ligament.
Also known as the round ligament. He accepts both on the quiz.
And then we have the gallbladder.
The gallbladder, again, on the back side of the liver. This, you can tell that the gallbladder, this is the gallbladder because the gallbladder contains bile, and bile is naturally green. So it's this area.
And then the cystic duct.
The cystic duct, he goes through it on the artery part. So
That common bile duct.
the common bile duct is right over here. So this is the hepatic porta, and this is the common bile duct.
And the parietal peritoneum.
The parietal peritoneum is this right here, right?
Mhm.
The parietal peritoneum lines the skin and stuff like that, and the visceral peritoneum covers all the organs, the abdominal organs. The lung organs are completely different. The peritoneum only covers the abdominal organs.
And then the peritoneal cavity.
I don't know what that is. What is a peritoneal cavity?
I'm not sure.
Well, let's just,
Skip it.
let's,
Coronary
yeah.
ligament.
The coronary ligament, again, that's on the liver. Flip side, we said that this is the visceral, like this, sorry, not the visceral. Sorry, we said this is the falciform ligament, and we said that is the round ligament right here, the tough part, and then the coronary ligament is going to be this area right here. It's cut off and it's very, very thin, but it's this little flap right there. Lesser and greater omentum. This part, I think that's the greater omentum. I don't know where the lesser is. And then mesocolon and mesentery proper. So mesocolon is stomach, greater omentum. We lift that up and we see the colon right here. The mesentery proper is actually going to be lining the small intestines. It's all of this. And then the mesocolon lines the colon. So it's this part right here. That's it.
Both. You need both views.
Okay,
So
all
make
right.
everything where it goes.
The first one is the, oh, you're setting it all up for me. Wonderful.
Okay.
All right, first one is, should I go over the whole list or just? No, I'll just go over the arteries. Okay, abdominal aorta.
Okay, so there's the liver in place, so we're gonna move the liver. Stomach and greater omentum, we're gonna lift that up. And then we're gonna lift up the small intestine, and we can look down deep behind those structures is where we see the abdominal aorta, and right beside it, the vena cava, inferior vena cava.
That's the abdominal aorta
Yep.
and inferior vena cava.
Yep.
All right, and then the common hepatic at porta.
Okay, so now we're gonna go back up and look at the liver. So if we look on the underside of the liver is the hepatic porta, that's this region. And I'm just gonna go over all the vessels that are here since we're looking at it. So there's a smaller vessel to the side here, which is the hepatic artery, also known as the common hepatic artery. I'll accept either. Next to it is a much larger vessel, thin-walled. So that's the hepatic portal vein. And then this would be the common bile duct. So at this point, the hepatic ducts and the cystic ducts have already joined. We can't separate those out on this particular cadaver.
And then,
And the other large vessel, not in the porta, further back, is the inferior vena cava.
right. And then next we have the renal artery.
So if we go back in here, so we have our two kidneys. So there's our left kidney. And at this point, it's much easier to see the vein than it is the artery. So there's the renal vein coming across, left renal vein coming across to join the vena cava.
Mm-hmm.
And the artery is underneath it. It's not fully dissected out on this side.
Mm-hmm.
So you can see it over here. This is actually, that's it right there. If you look at just that tip, where the tip of my probe is.
Perfect. Yep.
So, and then on the other side, we see the same thing. So we see, oh, actually, this is the artery. Okay, so this is the there are actually two renal arteries on this side, on the right, and they're going under. They're coming from the aorta over here, so they're coming underneath the vena cava and popping out this side.
All right.
And the vein, here's one of the veins, it's coming across and it's draining into the vena cava.
Perfect. And then we have the genital or gonadal? Gonadal.
Okay, so the genital is going down to the ovaries, because this is a female. So it is on the left side, it drains into the left renal vein. But on the right side, it comes directly into the vena cava.
Perfect.
And
And that's
since-
the, what is that? That's the
This is the
art-
right genital vein.
Okay. Right.
And since we're here, let's do the arteries. So here's the genital arteries. So our genital arteries are both connected directly to the aorta. So the blood is coming out of the aorta. So it looks rather small. It's been damaged a little bit. But you can see it's coming right out of the aorta right here.
Yep.
And on the left side, it's damaged. I can't show it to you on that side.
Mm-hmm. And then we have the common internal and external iliac.
Okay, so the aorta comes down. It splits into two major vessels, the right common iliac and the left common iliac.
Mm-hmm.
And then those split again into the left internal iliac, the right internal iliac and the right external iliac.
Mm-hmm. And it goes all the way down over there.
And it goes down through, and then once it comes through the abdominal wall, at that point, we call it the femoral artery.
Where?
So
Oh,
right
right there.
femoral artery.
So right, femoral artery right there, and it connects from the common iliac.
It is the right external iliac becomes the right femoral artery.
Okay.
Once it gets through the abdominal wall, it changes names.
Perfect. All right.
Yeah. Now there's one more vessel you need to know down here. There is another artery underneath this one. Can we see it? I think it's quite deep at this point. This is a little surprising, actually. So we have below the right femoral artery is the deep femoral artery, which you can just see right there.
Yeah, I see it.
You can actually see the circumflex too, but I didn't put it on the list, so you don't need to know it. This is the circumflex, the right medial circumflex coming off.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
But we're not gonna ask you that on this one.
And then popliteal.
Popliteal's on the back side of the knee, so we can't see it on.
It's better on the
You'll
male
have to
cadaver.
look at the male. Yep.
And then inferior vena cava vein.
Okay, so inferior vena cava is the big vessel running along here.
Right. And then the renal vein.
So we did the renal veins already.
Yeah, we did the
we
renal
talked
vein.
about those.
We also did the genital vein.
Yep.
We did did we do the common internal external iliac veins?
Nope, but they're just below the arteries, so the same pattern. There's the right common carotid vein. Carotid iliac vein, and then there's a part that splits that goes deep, which would be the internal, and then there's this part that continues on the external.
Wait, can you show me the internal again?
So
Sorry.
Oh,
okay, you can't see
It's
it.
just
All
coming
right.
down here.
Yeah.
But she actually has this weird split where her right
I see
common
it.
iliac is split into two, and then it comes back together. So it's
Mhm.
just a little anomalous.
So is that the bonus
branching
question?
pattern. Yeah.
All right. And
Fun
then
stuff.
the great saphenous.
This is the great saphenous. It's
Right
superficial. Yep, superficial here
Where's that
along the
piece?
surface of the thigh.
Could you flip that over?
Out of position just a little bit.
I can do it.
Just a few more and you're done. I'll let you go. Hepatic portal vein.
So we already did the hepatic
Yeah,
portal
hepatic
vein
portal
up here. Yep.
Then we have the inferior mesenteric vein.
So the inferior mesenteric. Okay, so the inferior mesenteric artery brings blood. I'm going to do that one too. Brings blood to the colon. So that's it. It's branching off the aorta here.
Mm-hmm.
Inferior mesenteric artery, and then it splits. Part of it goes up to the transverse colon. Some of it's going over here to the sigmoid colon. Some of it's going down to the rectum.
So it's that little flap
So
right
this
there.
is it, and then it splits into multiple directions.
And then
Running beside it, over here, is the inferior mesenteric vein. So it is draining the colon, those same regions of the colon, but it is sending the blood up, and it's going to, we don't have this part dissected out, but it connects up with the hepatic portal vein, which then goes into the underside of the liver. It's going to join up with the superior mesenteric vein, which we can't see either.
Yep. And then external nares.
So we haven't, that's just the nostrils,
Oh, that's the
basically.
yeah.
Yep.
And then lungs, that's fine. The parietal pleura.
Yep, so parietal pleura would be the wall of the thoracic cavity. So this layer here, the smooth layer on the surface.
Yep.
And then visceral pleura would be the layer
the
right
organ.
on the lungs themselves.
Yeah. And then we have, we know the diaphragm. It's the sheet of muscle right there.
Yeah, right here.
And then we have the esophagus, the spleen, which is over there somewhere. Yeah, right there.
There's the spleen.
And then lastly, the thyroid gland.
And the thyroid gland is visible right here on either side of the trachea.
Perfect. That's it.